This video is brought to you by Peak Pentathlon and Palladin Equestrian and was made possible by funding from the USA Equestrian Trust for Peak Pentathlon's Horse and Rider Safety and Welfare Initiative. The following video was produced to educate athletes on how to properly warm up for the riding portion of a competition. Instructional voiceover is by accomplished rider and trainer Micca Sowder of Palladin Equestrian. As pentathletes, we must make the most of our short warm-up to familiarize ourselves with our unknown horse to set ourselves and the horse up for success in the ring. If possible, you should attend the jury ride and take notes on the horses. Were there any trouble areas? How did the rider ride the horse? Did the rider use spurs or a crop? This sets you up with more information to bring to your ride. When you receive your draw during the competition, you will also want to ask the handler as many questions as you can. Have them tell you everything they know about the horse and how the horse likes to be ridden. When it's your turn to warm up, check the girth tightness, stirrup length, ensure that the stirrup is securely attached to the saddle, and give the bridle and reins a quick look over. After that, proceed to the mounting block and begin your warm-up.
We are going to start with the mounting process here. First and foremost, we're going to lead our horse on the left side. That is the side that we do everything on. We are going to familiarize him with ourselves and the mounting block here. We're going to line him up, climb the mounting block, gather those reins, left hand in front, right hand on the cantle, left foot in the stirrup, and swing over. This is going to give you an idea of how sensitive your horse is. Okay, now that we're mounted, we are going to double check our stirrup length. We checked it prior to mounting, but now that we're up there, might feel a little different. So Avery's stirrups are a little bit long here, and she is going to demonstrate how to rectify that. So we pull the stirrup leather out of the keeper at the back end of the saddle, and we'll show you this in a close-up at another time. Pull down to release the buckle, and then make the adjustment, and we do it on both sides. Again, we'll show you this up close so you can see the process. Right, now we're mounted, we have adjusted our stirrups properly. Now we're going to gather our reins. So we're going to try to do that. We do one rein at a time, pull through one side, get it the correct length, and then adjust the opposite side. Now we are ready to ask our horse to walk forward. Now that we are mounted with our reins the proper length, we are going to walk a nice easy lap around the arena. We want to familiarize ourselves with our horse. Once we have completed our lap at the walk, we're going to test the steering and the brakes. So we're going to have Avery demonstrate a small circle left here to test the left rein. There's our left turn. Very good. It seems that our horse is nice and responsive left. Now we're going to ask Avery to turn right and reverse. And test the right rein. Very good. responsive both sides. A lot of the time you will find a horse turns better one direction than the other. So we have to know this going forward. Next, we're going to ask Avery to test the brakes. We want to know what kind of pressure it takes to stop our horse. All right, now we are ready to start our official warm-up process. Ring usage will be dependent on traffic. You have to put yourself in the best place possible. So if there's a lot of traffic and you see an open space, take it. If it's nice and quiet and you can use a circle, take that. So now we're going to move into our trot, our first part of our warm-up. Again, checking our horse's responsiveness. Do they react quickly? Are they dull? Does it take a lot of leg to keep them going? Does it take a little leg to keep them going? These are all things that are going to come into play when we go to the jumps. As you can see, Avery is now tracking to the right. We started to the left, now she's tracking to the right. Whatever we do one direction, we do the other direction. We have to warm both sides of our horse up. We've completed our warm-up at the trot. We are going to canter. So again, everything is about recognizing how reactive your horse is. So we're going to go ahead and ask Avery to canter. Inside rein, outside leg. Be sure and use the proper cue for your horse here. All right, now we're going to canter our second direction, same aids, inside rein, outside leg. And we're going to establish our nice working canter here. Another thing that we need to know about our horses is how responsive they are to lengthening their canter and how responsive they are to collecting their canter. So Avery's going to go ahead and demonstrate a lengthening of stride. We want to see that horse's step increase in size here. And then the next part, we're going to ask our horse to collect the canter. So Avery's going to demonstrate a collected canter. We need to make those steps little. Sometimes we have to fit in a little space. And then we go back to our working canter. Just our nice, regular, medium canter here. All right, so we've done our flat work. We're now ready to start our jump warm-up. With the 5 jump limit, we have to use our jumps wisely. I do like to start on a vertical on an unfamiliar horse. It seems to be more comfortable for most people. Again, with our limit, we need to start at least 2'6" to get up to height. So Avery's gonna go ahead and do our first warm-up jump now. All right, now we had success with our very first warm-up jump. And again, with our 5 jump limit, we've got to use it wisely. So we are going to go ahead and adjust the jump up 2 holes. Is kind of a normal height change with old style cups. If you have the track system, it'll be 3 holes. And that's how we're gonna get to height. Our jump is adjusted. We're gonna go ahead and send our horse again. Please note, once again, we are using both leads. We wanna warm up both sides of our horse. we're feeling comfortable with our verticals, so now we're going to move to our oxers. Once again, with our jump limit, we're going to keep it at the same height and just make it an oxer now. So Avery will do our first oxer. Our first oxer will not be as wide as our last oxer, so pay attention to the width. All right, now we're going to adjust our oxer. We need to adjust the width. So now we're jumping close to what's in the arena, as well as height. My recommendation is to adjust the back rail up to create the next height. When something goes wrong, here it is. We didn't lose our jump count, we stopped. So we're gonna make a circle. We're gonna approach the jump again. Now we're down to our last jump and we have to evaluate what's the most important. Is jumping higher more important? Is jumping with confidence more important? You have to read your horse and evaluate your horse. What is going to send you in the arena with the most positive experience? As you saw, Avery had some trouble on the right lead oxer. My recommendation is that she go solidify that before she goes in the ring. Now our warm-up is done and we're ready to go to the ring. Just informationally, with timing limits, jump limits, etc., your last schooling jump should be while the horse in front of you is on course. That way neither you or your horse are cold going into the arena. But be sure to give yourself enough time, get a drink of water, go over your route before you go in the ring.
The new rule changes require that the rider pet the horse before leaving the arena after their round. This video showed the ideal warm-up. The horse and rider were able to work together to solve problems and correct mistakes. The rider is able to safely maneuver the horse and complete all necessary tasks. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. If at any time you feel unsafe or out of control, it is your responsibility to protect yourself and the horse. Possible scenarios that should lead to your dismounting are as follows. You are unable to stop the horse or control its speed. You cannot steer to the jumps or through traffic. You cannot maintain your balance while walking, trotting, cantering, and or jumping. You or your horse falls. You are unable to make the horse move forward, or any other scenario such as these. If these things happen at any point in the warm-up or once you've entered the ring, it is your responsibility to protect yourself and the horse by alerting an official or coach and safely dismounting the horse. Your safety and the horse's safety is more important than any competition.